abilities and all the capabilities, building all your hopes and dreams and all the possibilities. It ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is. Oh, come on down, we're gonna sit around, we're gonna get into your business. Get into your business, that's right, get into your business. Oh, we'll get into your business.
Welcome to the Small Business Miracles Podcast. I'm Jeff Randolph. This Small Business Podcast is brought to you by EAG Advertising and Marketing. We're going to talk about marketing, and we're also here to celebrate entrepreneurs. We have marketing news and advice that business owners can use to keep moving forward. This week, we're talking with Ricky and Lenore Leathers, the co-owners of all of the Savvy Salon locations. But first, we've got another small business marketing tip to talk about.
We'll get into your business.
For today's marketing tip, when is the last time you observed a real person interacting with your website or digital service? Unfortunately, for most business owners, the answer is never. Historically, customer research is reserved for the biggest companies out there, the ones with giant technical research teams tinkering with interface and interactions to get every ounce of juice from the digital squeeze. But hey, it doesn't have to be that way. With the right research partner, you can get actionable intel directly from your best customers to tell you what needs to happen on your website. The return on investment for the business insights that can be produced by simply having a skilled researcher interview and test an experience with 5 to 15 real customers and observe their actual use patterns in a real environment is special. When that skilled researcher knows what they're doing and knows how to report actionable insights, well, that exercise produces immediate business value for the organization. You may hear a real customer say, "But why make it so difficult for me to find this?" Because that content was deep into the description at the end of the page. Or, "Oh, I didn't know you guys did that service," because the menu nav of that service was buried where they wouldn't look for it. You're pretty close to that website, but you probably haven't experienced insights like this. So, when's the last time you watched real users on your website and drilled your way into their brains? Well, let's talk. Let's make that happen. And that's your marketing tip for today.
We'll get into your business.
All right, I'm joined by two people here in the featured section of our show. It's Ricky and Lenore Leathers, co-owners of Savvy Salon. Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, we're happy to have you here. Thanks for getting up and doing this early on a Wednesday morning.
Absolutely.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you.
That's so. Let's dive right in. Savvy Salon. Tell us about the business. What is it for people who just don't know yet?
So, Savvy Salon, we are a membership-based salon here in Kansas City. We are an employee-owned salon here in Kansas City, and we focus on healthy, textured hair.
Healthy textured hair.
Yes,
Got it. Okay.
Yes, taking clients on a healthy hair journey to create an amazing experience.
Well, I think we ought to dive into all of, even though that didn't sound like a ton, there's a lot going on there because we've got membership-based business, we've got employee-owned employee-based business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about membership first. What does that mean? Because you also mentioned you're on a healthy hair journey. We're walking down a path here. So membership kind of goes hand in hand with that. Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah. So I just think about, I was in there, the other day and just looking at all of our members. And so there was a client in there and she's been with us since we first opened, started the membership program, which has been probably about 3 or 4 years now. And so I was just looking at her hair. So when she first started coming to us, she had some breakage. She had some things going on with her hair, and she signed up for the membership. And of course, we took her through this journey. We provided her with just kind of I would say a customized, what should I call it? A customized plan. Yes, a customized plan to get her hair in the best shape possible. Mm-hmm. And so that was just her coming in, weekly, and doing these treatments on her hair. And then the more that we started to do these treatments on her hair, we could see that the products that we were using on her hair were working. So then we kind of dumbed back a little bit and she started coming in like every 2 weeks. And so now she's been with us, coming in regularly every 2 weeks, and her hair has just truly been flourishing. So what we offer our clients, for our first-time clients, we get a lot of clients just from all aspects of life. And so one thing that I noticed as being a mom of 4 boys is that sometimes we don't have time to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
And so the least thing that we can do is get our hair done. And so women, we're busy, we're wearing several hats. And even if it's someone who may not have children, she's still doing a lot of things. And so, we have women that come in, for the first time, and we do consultations with them, and we're like, hey, where would you like to see your hair? Where it is now, where would you like to see it in the next 6 months, year, whatever. And so we offer them a membership, and they can either come in once a month or they can come in 2 times a month. And we make sure that we give their hair whatever it is that they need. Hydration, if they're lacking moisture, if their ends are frayed or, dry and brittle, we're making sure that we're treating those things. And so really, really just giving them an opportunity to take care of themselves mentally and also, outward appearance as well, because the inner appearance, no one sees the inside of what you're struggling with.
Sure.
No one knows that, I looked at a client, just yesterday that she was literally about to have a meltdown. It was her first time in there and she had some hair stuff going on. And so just that membership piece of it just lets them know that, hey, we see you, we value you, and we're excited to start and build this relationship with you.
What I take from that is that that people wear a lot of hats, and those hats cause damage to your hair.
Absolutely.
No, that's probably not. Maybe that's not.
No.
That's actually a good spin on that.
Wow. Yeah.
The hats that you're wearing.
We just got real deep. Got real deep into this. I assume that damage to your hair comes from a lot of different things, including environment and other chemicals you may be putting on it and how you're treating
stress.
it.
But sometimes it is stress. And that speaks to the hats that you're wearing, right? And just not taking the time to take care of it, right? And is that people think about the vanity, the outward aspect of going to a salon or barbershop or whatever. But there's also the self-care piece of it, right? So we talk about healthy heads, right? And so, that's your entire head. That's your mental, that's your hair. So that's how we like to treat people when they walk in there.
That's great. Yeah. I love it when I joke my way into an accidental metaphor that works.
That was lovely.
Friendly. That's great. That's
and
great.
The cool thing, about the membership program is you pay this monthly fee, right? But say, for instance, you can't come in that month. Well, you can gift it to your friend, for lesser value. And so that's your friend, you giving your friend a little gift,
a little something.
Just a little something.
A little treatment for themselves.
And I always tell the girls, we never know when Michelle is going to walk in the door, Oprah's going to walk in the door.
Sure.
So we treat everybody, with the value, respect, and just let everyone know when they walk in the door, we see you.
Man, that's well, and the business model itself. You saw a need because you care about people's hair, right? You care about the way that looks. You care about how healthy that is. Yeah. And you say the best model is not the model that people have had before. So let's continue that thought and get into the employee-based salon ownership kind of thing. Tell me that difference in the model.
Yeah. So Jeff, I think you're going down the right path on that. We worked it backwards. We care about people. It's more than just the outward appearance. This is a place where they come and we get the opportunity to really treat them in a way that they may not be getting outside of, our business. And so when we first started Savvy Salon about 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago, we celebrated the 10th anniversary a little while ago. We started as booth rental. Like we were like, hey, we got a spot. Let's lease it. Let's do it. Let's do it the way everybody else has been doing. But we had a very specific vision for, what we wanted to happen. And so we started to just run the business model that everybody else has been doing. In that journey, we saw, man, we're missing the mark for people, right? Yeah. I tend to ask the question, why? This is an issue. Why is that? Right. And then just kind of dig into that. That took us down a lot of rabbit holes and a lot of like Pandora's boxes and worm, the can of worms. Sure. And it's like, we need to switch that.
And too, we didn't have control over the business. So we had independent contractors, but if their clients came in and the stylist wasn't there, well, then they're looking at me because I'm the owner of this building. Yeah. And so, I was like, ooh, this isn't good, because if she writes a review, she's talking about the establishment and I don't have control over that. So it just didn't sit well. Didn't sit well.
So something that's not as common in the hair salon space just made a lot of sense to us. We were like, why would we run it that way? We need to figure out a way to have more control over the experience for the people that we're serving. So in doing that, it kind of transformed and morphed into really who we need to be serving is our employees, our stylists. Because if we serve them and they understand what, our vision and they feel it from us, then it's going to flow downhill, right? And that's what she kind of spoke to earlier. Now when we walk in the salon, she doesn't, she's a cosmetologist 20 years plus, but she doesn't do hair in the salon anymore, very rarely, because she's more focused on developing and pouring into the team. And so once we kind of discovered that, like, oh, wow, if we pour into our team, in a service-based business, they're going to take care of the clients in ways that we could never even fathom, right? And so that's the beauty of it. It's cool to watch.
That may make it a little easier to have a sick day or a vacation.
Oh, man. Yeah. Or just, so I don't want to go to work day, right? I mean,
just a mental health day, just a rest day.
But a mental health day for sure.
Just to take a day off. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Well, and before we started recording, you mentioned that you walked in and saw some just the difference in employees and kind of the culture, the way that culture works, and that you were in tears, kind of seeing that journey. I assume those are happy tears. Is this a happy moment that you're
now
saying?
It is. A few years ago it wasn't. But
well, talk about that.
You want the happy tears or just the past?
Tell me the
journey,
the journey to get there and really what it's like now.
Man, so I just think about, so there was a time where I was behind the chair and I was working 7 days a week, Sunday to Sunday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Didn't even think about it, and so I started hiring assistants and I started hiring a team, and so, it was brutal, because not everyone shares that same vision as you. And, I will say this, that in cosmetology schools, they talk about be the boss. Run your own thing, you can do it. And I'm like, I think about, the Chiefs and how Mahomes is who he is, but with his team. Everyone cannot be the Mahomes, and so I think about the beauty business. Everyone should not be owning the business. I think about bigger companies and I think about how there has to be someone to take the lead, but then he needs other people to be up under him to say, hey, I'm going to tell you to do this, you do that, and then they all win together. And so that's how it is ran. And so, I look at the past experience of the team that I hired. It was brutal. There was days where I'm like, I don't even want to go in there. I was so stressed out. And it was just, people can be mean, and people can be, they really could care less about you. And I was feeling that way. It was a really, really dark time. I had to lean on a mentor of mine who does not live here in Kansas City. And I'm like, hey, I think I want to give this up. I cannot do this. And so she said, hey, are you the Kobe Bryant on the team? Like, are you the owner of this space? Well, then you need to go back in there and own your space. If you need to fire, then you fire. And she was like, it's not worth your peace. And I was like, really? And so things were happening. People were stealing from us and people were, bad naming me, using my name when I was not present. And that's not the environment that I wanted to create. And it was rough. And when she told me that, I said, you know what? You're right. Let me let go of these bad apples because the ones that I see are good. They're starting to spill over into them, and that is not their character, And so now that we have eliminated a lot of people that were not for the vision, the business, things are so much better. We had a conversation. I had a conversation with my team, and I'm like, man, what are you guys excited about right now? And they're like, where we came from. They were in those moments where, I never vocally told them what happened. They never knew how I was feeling on the inside. And so, but they were kind of feeling it too, and so now they're like, man, we have a team that is thriving. We're helping each other out. If a team member is running behind, they don't mind calling that client and say, hey, she's running behind, but I can take you, And so looking at it now, what was bringing me to tears is just being in that environment and watching them helping each other out. Clients were coming, they were going, and appointments was started on time. The clients were leaving at a certain time. Members was in there. The conversation was good. And the blow dryers were going. The girls were watching out for me. Miss Lenora, did you need anything? And it was just, I didn't want to leave. You know, I had another meeting, but I was like, man, this is unreal.
Let me take a moment and enjoy the fruit of the labor for a minute and say, hey, I like it when a plan comes together.
It's unreal.
That's it's outstanding. That is a lesson that business owners, will learn and then remember forever. That the more you keep a bad person, the more they tend to get rid of all the good people.
Yeah,
and
so true.
that sticks with you for a little bit after that happens.
Yeah.
So, man, the model, everything looks good. The way you've approached that business problem. But that clearly wasn't enough for you guys. You decided we need more. We need more on our plates. Products. Because you developed a line of products as well. And this, I take it, goes right hand in hand with the treatment and the membership.
100%.
So tell me about the products.
100%. Yeah. So we have an all-natural vegan product line. And I mean, there's a suite of seven different products, and it's all within our moisture line. And so there's shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, leave-in conditioners, edge control. So really a full suite. And all of these products we use in-house. So it's back bar stuff that we use. Our team knows how it works. They love it. And so it's just a natural transcript. So if we're focusing on natural hair and its healthy hair journey, we encourage our members and our clients to take this product home with them, right? And they do. And that's a part of why they see a lot of the progression that they see with their hair. And so for us, it was just, I think it was natural. There's a ton of different options out there for products, right? But we knew that we wanted something that did exactly what what we're preaching. Healthy hair encourages that. But then also it really makes that customer sticky and ties them to our brand a little tighter. They take that home and they put it in their shower. They put it on their, and so they're seeing that. And so it really does create clients who stick around longer, and it just builds deeper ties with the business. Yeah, there's a list out there of consumer products that and it's different for men and women, where you are willing to try new brands and and ones where you are not willing to try new brands, because if I found something I like, that is my product. Absolutely. And that is what I'm going to use forever.
And I think about when we first started the product, I remember, Ricky, like, hey, we should start selling products. And I'm like, because I was in a corporate salon and they had a billion products they were like, sell the products. She was
very hesitant.
Yeah. And I was like, because I don't want these products to just sit on the shelf. We spend all this money on products and it's just sitting. And so, man, it's so amazing to see that, number one, you have to build trust with that product. That's what it is, and I'm one, like, I don't really like to try. Like, I like to try different foods, but not products.
Well, sure. It's like I say, there's a list of things you're willing to try and things you don't want to give up.
And it's not that I won't try new products, because I have. I've tried a plethora. But I was just going to say, I just think about now, like, okay, well, these products that we have on shelves, we actually have them at the back bar. So we're telling clients, like, hey, this is what I'm using on your hair. And then when they're finished with their hair, it's like, hey, this is what you need to take home. And so clients are like, man, I have that in the shower. My husband is using it now, or my sons are using it now. And there was a client, our hairspray, it smells amazing. And she said her husband was using it as pillow spray.
Oh, well, sure. Why wouldn't? I'm like, of course. Why wouldn't you do that?
I thought that was so funny. But she said that, there's no alcohol in the product, and it's pliable, so it's all natural. You can reuse it and reuse it. And so she told me, I guess she was spraying it and he was using it as pillow spray. So I was like, okay, whatever works for you all.
And you have it's not just distribution in the salons, it's distribution in the stores as well, right?
Yeah.
You're at Hy-Vee and some other.
So we're in a local Hy-Vee store here in Kansas City. I think it's also in Manhattan as well. And we just sealed a deal with KU Medical Center. Oh. And so our products will be used to the patients that have to spend the night in the hospital for different surgeries. And so that product is just going to be more like a kit. So it's everything you need. So if you're spending the night in the hospital, you have textured hair, or you want a more professional product, there's shampoo, conditioner, there's a leave-in treatment. There will be a comb, a brush, a pick, a bonnet. I mean, it's going to be like a whole Savvy kit. It's super cool.
Man, the way your brand just kind of spiders out from here is amazing. That's spectacular.
Yeah.
Let's get to know you guys a little better, though, because we'll jump into the lightning round, if you're all right with that. Are you guys ready for this?
Absolutely.
All right, there are no rules to the lightning round.
Okay.
Anything goes. You can fight. Okay. You can do whatever you need to do. And to start this lightning round question out, I'm going to talk about you guys as both co-owners, because open question there about what it's like to work as a couple. We've covered this a few times with entrepreneurs, but it's not unusual in the small business world, but it brings some unique things there.
Yes.
How has that impacted you guys? How do you navigate that water where there's like, no, we're at home now, and we're not going to talk about this anymore. How does that work for you guys?
You know what? So I think what I love the most about the two of us, we're both Libras. Ricky is introvert, I'm more extrovert. And I feel like we just balance each other out. You know, I prayed for this man right here. No joke, I did. And so we just really balance each other out. And so I feel like we found our lane. Like he does his thing and he does it well. And he knows what I do and I do well at. And so he doesn't touch what I do and I don't touch what he does, you know.
Strong division of labor there. Strong lanes that you stay in.
And I think for me, what really helps us out, because we're both so busy. Ricky's back in school now. You know, we have 4 boys. We have 1 in college. And so having those Friday night date nights, and that, I look forward to it.
We don't talk about business. Sometimes it creeps in.
Yeah, maybe a little, but not.
And that's cool. But not the tough conversations. We're not talking about that. Shut it off, right? So we have to have that time. I think that's a good point. We have different strengths, right? And we really try to set that ego aside. There's things that, I'll start and she'll say, no, that should be different. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll pass it on, right? I'll take it to here and then, okay, you do what you want with it. And vice versa, right? So I'm, and I know she's the cosmetologist. I know nothing about, I know a ton now since I've been around it, but I still will tell you, I know nothing about hair. You
still maintain your position.
I maintain that I am not the subject matter, but I really like to focus on the big picture, the business model, that sort of stuff, the marketing side of it. And it works. Yeah. It just works. And I think as a married couple, anybody who's thinking about going into business with their spouse or are in business with their spouse, it does introduce sort of a deeper level of the relationship because, a business is really, it's a repeatable thing that you build to make the world better in a way, right?
Right.
And so if you can do that together with the person that you've picked, right, to do the rest of your life with, then it's just a different dimension, of the relationship. It's like, we've got kids. They're going to leave us one day. Yep, we got house, we got all the things, and we have this and all these employees. And so when you take a step back and you look at it, it's like, man, we're building something together. So, and that's the cool part about it.
Oh, man, it's heartwarming, really. Question for Ricky. You bring a unique perspective to the mix because you're a senior business services consultant at the Missouri Small Business Development Center. How has that impacted the business and kind of your view from co-owner standpoint?
Oh, man. So that role is very interesting. I love it. It's one of the roles that I've loved the most. I've been an entrepreneur a long time, and so I've been able to step into this and help other entrepreneurs with all of their stuff, right? And so it adds a unique perspective because I get to hear so many of the issues and challenges and ways of looking at business, and I get to kind of look at our business through those lenses. There's a ton of resources I'm privy to. If it's accounting or marketing or this or that, I'm constantly sitting in rooms and figuring out, okay, how can we use this to help our businesses? But then how can I use this to help my business?
That's right. Yeah. It's a very first person perspective that you're getting there too. Yeah.
And so, it's been beautiful. There's a lot of things where I look and I say, oh, I need to change that immediately as I'm talking to a client, like, I need to do that. Right. And so, it really is that unique perspective. And before I wasn't at the SBDC, before I was at the SBDC, I was full time in this, in the business. And so we were just kind of going back and forth. And I've always had kind of this high level view and just love for small business and entrepreneurship. But now that I've kind of taken a bit of a step away from the day to day within the salon, it gives me a different perspective, right? So she's my wife, business partner, but then when I put my SBDC consultant hat on, she's my main client, right?
Yes.
So
I got to just say best client. I think you could say best client. That's easy.
You know what? That's what I said. I think we need to go back and edit that out. That's what I said. Best client. Yeah, for sure. So it's been a very unique journey. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Lenore, I've got one for you. You retired from behind the chair to run the business, and so you're working on the business instead of doing as much working in the business. But you are also a pioneer in techniques, and you're an educator on those techniques. You presented a technique at the largest national show for hair. Are there parts of working in the business that you miss? Because I think as an entrepreneur, we tend to love the thing we do, and then we, start to run the thing, and you get away a little bit from the thing you really love doing.
You know what? So funny. So yes, I did retire from behind the chair, and I had so many clients like, wait a minute, what?
Wait, what?
What do you mean you're not doing my hair anymore? And I'm like, I have the team to do it for you. And so training them weekly, and then having those hard conversations like, hey, that didn't look good. Let's talk about this. Let's sit down and where did we miss the mark? But then also, too, I'm able to jump in if needed. So, of course, doing training, I love to do live models. I don't really like doing mannequin work. So that way I can get my hands back in there and show them how this really works. And so, I just think about there was a team member, she got sick. And so one of her clients is one who I truly adore. And so I'm like, you know what? Instead of moving everyone, don't move this one. I'll come in, I'll do her, and don't tell her, and then also I'll turn it into training, mode. And so I get a chance to jump in and out when I need to or when I want to. But then after I'm finished, I'm like, okay, enough of that, because my body hurts. My hands hurt, my legs, my feet, I'm like, okay, that was good.
I remember why I don't do this every day.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of it. She gets to choose when she wants to do the thing that she loves, right? Versus being literally tied to it like a ball and chain. So she gets to, if she wants to do a wedding, then she says, "Oh yeah, I'll do your wedding," and and then she can get her fix.
Yeah, right.
of doing that, and then she can say, "All right, I'm done with that." It's really cool mix.
That sounds like a good mix. All right, let's do an all play here from this point out even. Let's imagine you're traveling back in time to visit yourself when you were first starting the business. What advice would you give to first year in the business you? It's not a run screaming, no, don't do this, get out of here.
You know what? As I think about it, I would change anything. I would definitely tell her at that age when I started, 12 and 13-year-old with clients in my home, I would tell her how proud I am of her. Oh. I don't think I would change anything because I believe that everything happens for you the way it's supposed to happen. There's no right or wrong way to run a business. You're going to start something. You're going to stop something. You're going to re-orchestrate the thing, And so I just feel like with business, it's everyone has their own journey. And I believe that the journey is sometimes hard, but then at the same time, too, it's rewarding. And so definitely I would, I definitely say don't get stuck in those moments when it's hard because, it's going to pass, just like the seasons change, the time will change. But I don't think I would necessarily change anything about, back in the past. I mean, I don't know.
Watching yourself, you go back in time to tell yourself that you're proud. Let's
That's
just
awesome.
Have the Hallmark movie right in soul. I think that's a great way to go. Anything you'd say?
Yeah, I tell myself to be patient and enjoy the journey. And then I'd also tell myself to go ahead and fail. Like, go ahead and fail quicker.
Fail fast. Yeah.
Fail fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, jump in and do it because that's where the real wisdom comes from. Mm-hmm. So, I've always yearned for wisdom. I'm now learning it comes from failure. It comes from jumping in there and bumping your head, getting it wrong, and really experiencing, it from a intimate version of the word know. Like you can know something on a surface level, and you can know something intimately. It's a weird word. I love it because it's got people, we use it interchangeably. I know my wife. Like I know you, right? Mm-hmm. I know her different than I know you, right? And so I think that wisdom. So I would tell myself, fail because that's where the wisdom is right behind that failure. So
from success we don't learn as much.
We do
from failure we learn quite a bit.
We get the big head from success.
That's
we think, I got this.
Yeah, I did it.
You don't watch film. The great teams do, but they're not watching, football. I'm thinking about football. You use Mahomes, right? They're not watching their winning film the same way they're watching the games they lost, right?
Yeah,
They're like, we won, whatever. So, yeah.
Good advice. All right, let's get into you mentioned Friday night date stuff, and in Kansas City there are a lot of options. Yes. Where would you say is the best Friday night date spot?
Ooh. That's so hard, Jeff.
I know, right?
And you know why it's hard? Because we try our hard. Okay, but we try our hardest to go to a different spot, a new spot every Friday.
Good strategy.
Because there's so many amazing things happening here in Kansas City and new restaurants. I would say I enjoyed the last place we went to, which was the campground.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Campground was good.
Yeah, the experience, the menu was just, I think they had like 4 things on the menu, which is good for me because if the menu is too extensive, then I'm like,
you give yourself a Cheesecake Factory menu and you're just like,
my goodness. It's like, wait a minute, what?
One through today.
Yeah, we are going today for a birthday, mom's birthday. But I liked it because it was, the ambiance, the lighting, just the experience, the customer service. Now I'm big on customer service, and that's, the girls know even at the salon, I'm huge on that. And so just the experience was good. And the food was good.
You're judging. Yeah, all right. Good shout out.
Was so good.
Yeah. You had a different answer?
I did. I think mine is going to humbly blow hers out of the water.
Here we go. Okay.
My favorite date night place in Kansas City is Lonnie's Reno Club.
Oh, yeah.
Look at her. Now she's saying, oh, yeah, that's right. So Lonnie's is amazing. Lonnie McFadden has a place in the Ambassador Hotel on Grand. And it's like a speakeasy. You go in the basement and the meal is included in the price. It's like $100 or something, maybe a little bit more. Well worth it because you get the whole show, you get the food. They got this beef Wellington they make. And Lonnie McFadden is probably one of the best performers that he's been doing it for, I don't know, 50, 60 years. He tap dances, he plays the horn, he plays they got a full jazz band. He's 60-something years old and he jumps and does all this stuff and it's like, what?
Crazy.
So we've been there several times and it's always so like, I love this dude. She remembers
dinner and a show.
Dinner and a show. That's it. I always recommend people to go there.
Outstanding. You have a lot of different sources of joy in your life. How do you celebrate a big win? And that could be, hey, we're in these new stores, or we just signed this deal, or a child did something amazing at a sporting event. Whatever that is. How do you celebrate a big win?
Ooh, so for me, I'll be honest. This is where I struggle. I do not celebrate, but I have Ricky to tell me like, hey, look back and look at where you are now. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Darn it. You're right.
Somebody to give you some perspective. Yeah.
So I am trying to do more of that, I will say. And I think it's just because, I have and that's why I was telling myself that I say congratulations or I'm proud of you at such a young age, because I have when I was 12, 13, I've always been in the beauty business. And so from 12 and 13 on, I literally, everything was mapped out for me just in the space that and I look at where I am now. And yes, it was a lot of bumps and bruises, whatever, but I just kept going, like I did not stop, even though there were times where I wanted to stop, but I just kept going, kept pushing through and everything. And so, oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought. What was the question? I'm sorry.
How you celebrate a big win?
Oh yeah. Okay. So, now, I think about when I meet with my team weekly, that is what we do. We celebrate what has gone well, this past week, this past month. And so I think that has given me a chance to say, okay, girl, sit down and take some time and celebrate and look at where you came from, or celebrate the small wins or whatever that you've had. And so I think that's what helps me to put it into perspective, because if I didn't have that meeting with my teams weekly, I probably
would just keep on going.
And that's just being honest.
As Ricky comes up with his answer for this one, I'll take a second or so to just like double down on that. That I think for a lot of a lot of entrepreneurs, you've got that long view and you've got a goal in mind and you're shooting for it. And we don't probably stop enough to celebrate those big wins for the business.
Yeah.
And here at EAG, every Friday in our staff meeting, we have a staff meeting every Friday, and we give like virtual stickers to people as like, hey, thanks for doing whatever, or thanks for jumping in on this, or you did an amazing job at that. And we talk about the big wins of that week, and it's just an opportunity to stop and celebrate and reflect. And I think from a culture standpoint, you need that. Great culture needs to be able to go, it was a grind this week, but we did that.
Somebody appreciates this that I went through, right?
Yeah. So good stuff. All right, we're ready for it. You can bring it home for us.
I'm much like her. I'm really even keel, right? I don't get too high or too low, which is a good thing. When in the bad times, I'm kind of like, it's going to be all right. But then in the high times, I'm kind of like, all right. But I think what has helped is just a cadence of something to look forward to. So like if it's our date nights and on Fridays, we're like, we're going to find a nice place and we're going to do that, then that's my time to just kind of sit back and be like, all right, we're treating ourselves just because we do work hard, right? And we have a lot of things going on. And so whether it's good or bad, we're just going to celebrate whatever moment. And we have those conversations and, oh, that was really cool. And this would happen. And so we try to create a cadence of doing that because if not, I'll just be like, okay, good, okay, bad, all right, I'm just rolling. It's never, it never stops.
As I know this is not supposed to be about me in any way, but I'm thinking about date night location. I was and just kind of thinking about my own answer to everything we just talked about.
What you got?
My current favorite is Barbacoa KC. On Troost, oh my gosh! It's not just high end Mexican good; it's Kansas City barbecue good. Like it's just amazing. And I am thinking about that at the same time with celebrating a win. And the way I would celebrate a win is I go ahead and top shelf that margarita that I'm having. And I think just like you guys, I find an excuse every week to just go, I survived. Or, we really crushed this week or something. And I just continue to do that. So, man, you guys, we can hang out.
We're really cool.
I don't know how this is working. It's crazy. Let me wrap that up. I'll take you out of the lightning round. Great job. You guys had no fear whatsoever with this lightning round. Tell people where they can find you if they want to know more about Savvy Salon, if they want to know more about the model, just talk to you guys in general. Where do people go? What do they do?
Yeah, so you can find us at SavvySalonKC.com, as well as on Instagram at Savvy Salon KC and Facebook at Savvy Salon KC. I'm on Instagram as well, on Facebook social media platform at Lenora Leathers, LENORA, And our products, I don't want to leave that out.
Yeah,
you can shop our
chance.
products at shopSavvySalonKC.com.
Perfect.
Yep. Send them straight to you. But then you can find me at Rickey Leathers on all platforms. That's RICKEY. On Instagram, on Facebook. I think on Facebook there's a few of us out there, so you got to maybe find.
Figure it out. Use some context clues.
Just figure it out. And also, on LinkedIn, find me. I'm on there as well. But yeah, so, and then what else was that? I don't know. I think what was I going to say?
You're going to pitch one more thing? I mean, this is your opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
And then, if there are, we've gotten a whole lot of feedback and interest in like, hey, how do you guys run your business model that way, right?
So he kind of downplayed that. We've gotten so many people all over the country.
Yeah.
Even I had someone reach out in Africa to ask about our business model and wanting to know how to run it the way they were running it. So, go ahead. Now you can go.
And that's clearly something that we're excited about, right? Because we're proud of it. And we do feel like it is a better way of doing business in this space. Freedom for the owner, the team culture, and for the clients, right? And so, we're excited. We're working on something right now where we're building out an educational platform, a consulting platform that it will be built specifically to help those independent stylists or salon owners who are currently running a booth rental model and help them to make that transition into employee-based model for those who are interested. So that's something that we're currently working on now. Connect with us on any of those platforms that we just mentioned. And, we'd love to get you more information about when that comes out. So,
that's what's next for Savvy
That's what's
Salon.
next.
All
That's
right.
what's
Excited.
Ricky and Lenore Leathers, co-owners of Savvy Salon, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for
thank
having
you.
us. Thank you.
We'll get it to your business.
And that is our show. Thanks to our guests, Ricky and Lenore Leathers. And thank you for listening to the Small Business Miracles podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating and review, drop us a line on the website at eagadv.com if you have any thoughts. Until then, we'll be out here helping entrepreneurs with another Small Business Miracle.
All right. Talking about your strategies and all the capabilities, building all your hopes and dreams and all the possibilities. It ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is. Oh, come on down, we're gonna sit around, we're gonna get into your business. Get into your business, that's right, get into your business. Oh, we'll get into your business.